Welcome everyone to EHE. We are back for the second match today. We have Kylin Academy versus KISMET, two pretty amazing teams here in the semifinals. Winner, of course, going on to the going to be going on. Loser going to be going down to the losers bracket. This tournament is, of course, brought to you by ExpressVPN, a wonderful VPN to help you do everything that a VPN could do, help keep you safe, help use different countries' Wi-Fi. Really cool stuff you can do with ExpressVPN. Thank you to them for sponsoring this. As we look at the bracket, there's a bit of a road ahead of these teams, but I think they can all sort of see that light at the end of the tunnel with the winners finals going into the grand finals. So of course I am K-Wing, and I am here with Bolter. Bolter, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, and yeah. So if a team wins today, it means they're going straight into the winners final, and if they lose, they're going to add another game to their path to get into the grand finals, and that's a big loss. I mean, these teams are really high quality that are left in this tournament, and they don't want to be playing another game. They need to be winning today, and they need to be getting into the winners finals.
Absolutely. I mean, winning these, winning this, winning right now, it really does mean a lot. You get more time to prepare for your next match, and you have the pressure a bit off you because you can still have a loss of a series and you can still continue on. But if you do lose right now, then you're in losers bracket and then you're at constant risk of going home. So we're going to look at these two teams, Kylin Academy and KISMET, both looking to take that one spot in the winners finals. So
Yeah.
here are the rosters that we're going to be starting off with. We have a few new names for these players. We do have some ringers coming in for Kylin Academy. We do have some ringers
Kismet.
coming in
Yeah.
for KISMET, pardon me. But for Kylin Academy, we have Shinhen Bai, Midrat, Fallen, Chakato, and Krishna. Whereas for Kismet, we have Hunzi, Jinx, Vulcan, Waffly, Graves, and Psychic Panda. Some pretty impressive names, and we're going to be seeing them square off pretty shortly.
Yeah, and I think Kylin Academy have a very wide roster, and they have a lot of subs. They have 9 players. That's the maximum they can have on their roster, and they're gonna be able to chop and change and switch for whatever Kismet throws at them. And Kismet couldn't even bring all 6 players to their game, and they needed to find a ringer. Do you think that's gonna damage their chances of this game?
I mean, it definitely could. I think that in Team Overwatch, in this sort of tournament strategy where you're not just playing sort of like you're just playing in-game competitive and you're playing a tournament like this, teamwork is it's almost more important than individual skill. I would argue that if you have 6 players and they're amazing, but they don't work together, I think you could beat that team with 6 mediocre players that all play as a team. So that definitely could hurt Kismet versus Skyline Academy. They have options. They can flex a lot of their DPS. They have 4 DPS that they can throw around to that they can play around with, and I think that it's a disadvantage that Kismet are going to have to overcome.
A lot of Sombra players.
There's a lot of Sombra players. There's 3 Sombra players by Meme and Quiddy all play the Sombra, so I've got a feeling that we might see that coming out.
But who knows? Maybe this waffly guy for Kismet is like some super. I don't know. Maybe he's like an Overwatch player in disguise. Hopefully not, because then they're gonna get banned from the tournament. But you know what I mean. Maybe they're incredible and they can just like fill in the gaps with that 6 player.
All right.
So yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
be a good game any way we look at it. Um, and both rosters are very, very versatile, and they can really switch and chop and change to anything they want. I know for a fact both teams are happy playing both major comps in this meta, the double bubble and the rush comp that we saw a lot of the last game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, going into this next game, it's gonna be a good one, without a doubt.
100%. I think that sort of the theme of last game was that both those teams were pretty set in their comps, but now we're seeing teams that can flex a lot, and we're going to be seeing them on our first map, which is going to be Lijiang Tower. So we're going to be going in right away. You can put your predictions in, I think, but we're going to be going in pretty quickly now into Lijiang Tower. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, Lijiang Tower is another map that you can literally play any sort of comp that you like. And maybe on Control Center you kind of want to play the Rush comp with the Mei, but Double Bubble and the Rush can work on any single map here. And we're going to see maybe Symmetra, maybe Sombra, McCree, and honestly, Lijiang Tower is a really hard one to call because each of the maps is so different.
Absolutely, as already the Assemble Heroes phase is coming in, and personally, I think we're gonna see like a 3-1 for Kylin Academy.
Yeah, I think that's a fair shout. They're a big side with a lot of players. They're versatile, and they don't have a fill. I mean, it's looking good for them, but we're seeing very different comps here for Kylin Academy and Kismet. Kismet are looking very bunkery, and they're going to get the point quickly and just hold down the point. And Kylin Academy are going to go bridge, and they're going to scout out and poke around and wait for the opportune moment to dive onto the bunker that is Kismet. And you can see Kismet already have point.
Yeah, definitely. They have that Symmetra on Shinx. And because of Shinx, they're able to get to the point a lot faster, and that's really advantageous when you have this bunker. You want to get on the point, and you want to quite literally bunker down, and that's exactly what they've done. And it's now a Herculean challenge for the members of Kylin Academy to come in onto point. Now, Xingjian does have the copy, going to use it to copy the Orisa right away. This is how much damage they were able to do. Not going to get the ult off, but they're going to get the damage in, and they won't even let them cap, and Kylin Academy will take the point in a pretty good push.
Yeah, and that just goes to show that you don't need to hold point straight away. You can bide your time and wait a little second, and then play patiently, and then push in. Xingjian saw the opportune moment where they had no shields, and they saw they could get a sticky bombs into the backline, and he got the pick, and that's what they were able to do. They were able to collapse onto the backline and win the fight. Oh no!
Oh no! By crouching in the bushes, gonna get taken out by the flashbang. Medrot as well going to fall, and that's not good for anyone like Kylin Academy. Vulcan, as well as the members of Kismet, going to be pushing in onto this point here. Fallen going to get taken down by the charge, and already a pretty quick retake, but the point not gone yet. And Christian's actually going to commit the pulse bomb from Vi. That's going to get a double kill, but he's still not over yet. As Watley will throw in the shatter, Fallen will get a pick, and it is a brawl on the point. It'll be good for Kylin, because they're still on the point. They're committing these ults. The Poppy will even come in, and Watley will get taken down by Shinhen. Fallen will go down, but so will Bai, and somehow, some way, it's gonna be close. Oh, poor Medrot. But even still, even if the point doesn't go Kylin Academy's way, it's already 80%, and they've taken so much time away from Kismet. They've been brawling on this point for so long that it is last fight territory for Kismet, and I feel like they should either pull out or really start getting focused here.
Yeah, and then we saw that Bai and Xingjian were the only two left on point, and they were able to focus people down so well together.
And now it's overtime, and this point still hasn't flipped over to Kismet yet. They're going to get these picks, and on back of Vulcan's incredible wrecking ball play, usually seen pulled out for a stall, but an impressive play from Vulcan as the point will finally flip over to Kismet.
Yeah, what did he get there, like 4? But Kismet are coming into this next fight with no ults. While Kylin Academy are going to have Trant, they're going to have Valk, and they're going to have Pulse Bomb to throw them whenever they want, for maybe an early pick. And this is going to look very, very dangerous for Kismet. And the thing they're going to struggle... Oh my god, that's another stick.
Absolutely. So, oh yeah, there you go. The stick onto Graves, the kill onto Shink, Psychic Panda will fall as well. Five will go down, but it might just be a drop in the bucket compared to Kismet's kills. And they just don't have many people. One person's still on the point, just trying to stall it out. Graves will do their best, but it won't be enough. But that's just it, as Xingzhen going to get a pick onto Psychic Panda. Medrod will actually knock Waffly off the point, off of the map. Pretty surprising considering that steadfast passive that Reinhardt has, but Vulcan will fall, the Trance will get popped, and Graves will fall, and that'll be it. As Kylin Academy takes this in a pretty impressive way. Yeah,
for sure. They were able to stall at that point expertly. So Zengan was able to keep up in the air and just stay away from the hitscan DPS on Kismet. And they just couldn't deal with him. And Bite was just zipping in and out and just avoiding anything that Kismet had to throw at him. So staying alive for way too long. And they had no right to be up for that long. And it worked. That's how they won that fight. They were able just to hold their ults, stall out, while Kismet had to push in and use their ults. Oh my god, Zingan was 7k damage just from that one map.
K damage. And that was just one map. It didn't even take that long. It was just such a dominant performance from just such a dominant performance. I mean, there's nothing else to say. Hunt is actually going on to the Junkrat here, which is an interesting pick. Definitely going to be able to spam down these small choke points. Going to get that early pick onto Chikado. Going to get so much damage already. Going to take down the Doomfist. Going to take down Shinhen. And a quick point capture for Kismet, turning it around a little bit.
Yeah, and this one is always going to be better for the double shield bunker comp. It's a lot easier to hold up against just anything that isn't bunker or a rush comp, and it's working for them.
Absolutely, it is, and oh no, Shinhen going to fall down early to Hunzi gonna fall down on Hunky on that Junkrat, and just impressive. But the point is actually getting captured, and the Shadow's gonna come in. It'll find 5. The Riptire is going to come in, but it just won't be enough. And a team kill for Kylin Academy. That was impressive.
What a Shadow, and what a cleanup. That was so quick. That must have flipped in like less than 5% from that Shadow going down. The team just fell as soon as he hit Q, and yeah, it was fantastic to see. And Bai's just in the backline, just harassing. And oh my god!
Oh, there goes the Shatter again. These Shatters have just been incredible from both these Reinhardts, both from Waffly and from Medrock, and just impressive. The Shank on this Symmetra going to absolutely demolish anyone who comes near and Hungy.
Fallen gets out with his life. Yeah, that is going to be huge.
It will be, with that ult charge as well.
Exactly, and it's a long way for him to go to reset. And they're coming up here with another Shadow from Medrock.
Absolutely, and Shinhen already going to get a pick, but will fall down. Bai will get headshot so much. That was so many dings. That hurt me to hear. The Shadow will come in, it'll find Waffly, but it won't find enough, as Shinx will just get that level 3 laser and cut through Kylin Academy.
Yeah, Medrock uses his ult there, and maybe as a mistake. Waffly is coming up to his, and you saw what Waffly could do with the Shadow, and this is absolutely fight winning. And yeah, look at Waffly's block damage and her limbs here. He's just playing out of his mind on this map.
absolutely.
Oh my god, another
one. The shatter. Fallen will find a pick with that Diva bomb, but it might not be enough. Here comes the pulse bomb from Vi, not finding anything. Krishna going to get the pick on the Vulcan, but Fallen and Chakadita will fall as Hungi going to find 2 picks on this Junkrat, playing pretty well so far. Maybe I'm just a little biased. Junkrat is a character I enjoy seeing, because look at that. Using that Riptire and just absolutely demolishing Shinhen. Still on this point, just throwing around the grenades. Going to get taken down eventually by Fallen. The overtime has been procced, and now it's do or die for Kylin Academy, as Waffle's going to get Krishna. You heard the Lucio screaming a little bit. Waffle will find another ton of Medrot, and Waffle's getting all of the picks. Vulcan switching onto that Wrecking Ball. We saw him do pretty well on it last map. Vi'll get the Pulse Bomb on the Psychic Panda, but it will not be enough. Kismet will equalize on our first map.
Yeah, and that's what Kismet really needed. They came back with a counter-attack to Kylin Academy aggression shown on the first map, and it worked. It worked really, really well. And look at Hunze on the Junkrat, 4.3k damage. That's just really, really good play on the Junkrat, getting tires and using them very effectively when they come up clutch in a fight. Both teams look like they're going on for the Symmetra strat here. Oh, okay, maybe not. Kylin Academy switches off onto a Pharah. Maybe they're going to try and play poke. Let Kismet take the point, and then do what they did in the first round and dive onto them patiently. Probably a good idea for me.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Hunzi, we're going to use... Shank's going to use the teleporter to get the members of Kismet onto the point very quickly. And, you know, it's what we talked about. They're just going to bunker down. They've got the sim turrets to cover up that roof. Oh, and Medrot's going to get hit with the... Slash Bang and just get taken down. Fallen will fall as well. And now Waffle's just on a rampage back here, absolutely terrifying this Tracer, and they're gonna take the point.
Yeah, not giving a Tracer an inch of space, and that's what really you need to do. Like, Kylin Academy haven't had any room to be able to dive in, and it's really, really difficult on this point. But they need to be able to find a way to do it. They need to be able to poke out and get a pick, get enough damage with the power, and then go in.
Absolutely, and that Pharah is doing a lot of damage so far. There goes Shank down already. The Amp Matrix will come in, but Singin got the barrage. He's gonna get thrown in, and all the damage coming in. But it's not over yet. Well, I say that, and it now is. And the point, we flipping back. We flipping to Kylin Academy.
Yeah, that was a really good play from Zinglan, and that's exactly what they needed to do. Wait until they get a pick, engage, and then use the barrage and use an ult. And it's going to be much harder for Kismet to retake it. Oh,
that's
huge from Psychic Panda.
That Immortality Field saved them from what could have been a disaster of a Pulse Bomb from Vi that could have absolutely deleted them, and still, with that... Kylin Academy just diving in on Kismet there.
Yeah. When Kylin Academy are on defense here, they need to be aggressive, because otherwise they can't really be taking point and holding it as easily with this dive comp as Kismet can with the double shield. But Kismet are coming up with 6 ultimates here, and they're going to need something special.
Absolutely, but
to hold this in Kylin Academy.
It's a matter of quality, not quantity. If you use the ults poorly, they're not going to get much value, and if you use them well, they'll get a lot of value. Here comes a high noon from the McCree, not going to find anything. Here comes the barrage, and it'll find a pick before the Pharah will go down. Shinhen, pretty unfortunate, going to get resurrected and going to find the pick on a Vulcan, and that'll be it. Kylin Academy, they'll take the point again.
Yeah, and like you said, it's quality over quantity. And Zingen, what do they use? Barrage, Trance, and Falk. While Kismet used all 6 of their ults, forcing a whole comp switch from Kismet. And that's going to play right into Kylin Academy's favor, and this is going to be their map to lose now.
Absolutely, they don't have the BAP immortality field, and that's gonna be a triple kill bomb from Bai, just absolutely decimating the members of Kismet. That was disgusting.
This guy needs to teach me how to stick pulse bombs, because this guy doesn't miss. It's like a projectile over him. No, not a projectile. It's like a hit scan under him. He's just like, woof.
Absolutely, and oh, we're having a little bit of troubles here, but it seems Bai's pulse bomb might have broken a little more than just the morale of Kismet. It might have broken the stream a little bit, but it looks like we're back in. And Kylin Academy getting some pretty good picks, and they will close it out. They'll take this first map in close fashion.
Yeah, Bai's pulse bomb breaking the stream there. It was that great. Killed 3 in Overwatch and then killed the rest of us too, right? Dude, this guy hits everything. Ow! Oh man, what a shatter!
That's
so clean.
That was so clean. We need to get a compilation of people we need to like have teach us ults. You know, we got Raz with the high noon, Bai with the pulse bombs. Get them to teach us a shatter. Oh my gosh, that was clean. That was impressive. That was a good map. Pretty close from Kylin Academy. They will take it. So Kismet can definitely come back and take this. Only down one map, so they're not even close to being out of this. So what do they need to do to fix their mistakes?
Yeah, so I think their major mistake in that last round anyway, was that the fact they used that 6 ultimates in one fight and didn't get any value out of it. That just turned the whole fight, and it was really, they couldn't win from there. Like, you can't be using 6 ultimates in a fight and not win it. And even if you do win, you're not going to win the fight afterwards, are you? So it was just a bit of like self-control from Kismet. And I would like to see that going into the next fight, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or the next map even.
It's coordination of ults. Very important in competitive Overwatch, going into a fight with a plan of, let's use grab and pulse bomb, or let's use primal rage in this, and sticking to that plan, and not having to pop 6 ults, getting that value you can get out of ults, because we've seen ults that get a lot of value. That shatter we saw for play of the game, Bai's pulse bomb, amazing ultimates that got incredible amounts of value. And so I think personally that's what I'd be looking for going into this next map, which is, let's just see what this next map is going to be, because it will be Kismet's map choice.
I think Kylin Academy really showed that they were able to show self-control and patience, but also to be aggressive when they really needed to. And I think that just shows the sign of a good dive team, right? They didn't show they were as good as the Brawl, and I think Kismet had the upper hand in that comp. They looked a bit more comfortable. It doesn't take quite as much coordination. Maybe having a Phil is Waffly, who has been playing very well, I might add, on that Rhine, but it does take a little bit less coordination. So I would say that comp favors them a little bit more. While Kylin Academy were playing very, very well on that dive, and very coordinated, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. That dive was pretty well coordinated, but I'm pretty excited to see this next map here. So we're gonna have to we're gonna have to wait a little bit to see what's next. But we're gonna have our next map, which is gonna be Rialto. So what do you think about that in terms of what comps we might see and who's gonna be favored here?
Yeah, with Rialto, you can definitely get both the rush comp and the dive comp to be very, very effective, right? And I think especially on point B, the rush comp is quite crucial if the defenders hold on those stairs on the backside of point B, and that it's just a very, very tough position to break down if you can hold that aggressively and hold the choke with a Baptiste perhaps. But on the first point, if they're able to take multiple angles and dive onto Kismet, I think Kylin Academy are going to have a good time on this map. I would like to see a Farah or an Echo coming out from Zingao. I think he's playing very, very well on the projectile, and I think Rialto suits him perfectly. I think we're just going to be ready to see him pop off more and more going into this map.
Yeah, absolutely. Rialto point B is a hard nut to crack on the attack. With that high ground right over the bridge, it is deadly to cross. So it can be a matter of if you're going to, are you going to be able to cross that point B, and how hard is it for you to cross? But we'll have to see these two teams and see if Kylin Academy, if they're going to be able to go up 2-0 and get to match point, or if Kismet are going to be able to equalize.
You know what I really want to see? I want to see Alicia boop off the bridge.
Me too.
Who doesn't want to see that, right? Maybe not the person who gets booped.
I mean, they're taking it. They have a lot of time to to cool down in the lovely waters of Rialto, and then on their way back from spawn. So, they have a lot of time to feel good about it as we look at the beautiful waters of Rialto, with the boats being ferried across. Peaceful site, and it'll soon be the site of this battle between Kylin Academy and Kismet. Kylin Academy are going to start on the defense here, so they will have to. So Kismet will be able to. They'll be able to sort of set the tone on their attack. Is this going to be? Are they going to set a dominant tone coming in here? And are they going to be able to turn around their close loss on Lijian?
Yeah, for sure. We see dive coming out from both teams here, which is interesting. A very similar comp with the Monkey Diva versus the Double Bubble from Kismet. And we do see Waffly come out and get subbed out for Casey onto Zaya.
Absolutely, and Casey is on Kismet. Casey is not a ringer at all, so you might argue that any sort of potential of, well, they have a ringer. Well, the training weights just came off for Kismet. Not saying that Waffly was in any way a burden, but maybe a little bit in coordination. Trashy and Psychic Panda are both going to get taken down by on that Ash. Going to have their way. Going to have his way with the Echo, and a pretty good fight so far for Kylin Academy, holding pretty well.
Yeah, and Bai is just showing his prowess on this hitscan DPS, hitting shots that I wouldn't even know was possible. Like, these headshots are absolutely crazy. The amount of damage he's putting out. Kismet seem to be rotating. Oh, never mind. Maybe they're just holding up and, like, regrouping. They're looking to go behind. Interesting play. Good rotation from the side of Kismet, I think.
Absolutely. And it's going to be a matter of if Bai definitely has the advantage over Trashy just because of that hit scan weapon, but Medrock's going to get taken down. But already, that's both the supports for Kismet, and you just can't lose your supports like that. You can't lose both your supports like that early. And already, Kylin Academy are having a pretty good defense so far.
Yeah, for sure. And we have seen Bai switch off the Tracer, and then Shinhan move on to the Tracer, which is interesting as he's more of a projectile hero player. But he's playing very, very well so far.
It looks like Bai's not the only one that can get some dominant pulse on. We should just invite all of Kylin's Academy's DPS to teach us how to pulse bomb, as again, just an incredible play from Kylin Academy, just shutting down the push before it even started.
Maybe we're gonna see Krishna on the Tracer next and get some huge pulse bombs. Who knows? We're gonna see a dragon nano blade up beside the Kismet, and maybe this is what they need to unlock the door. for them to get around this corner, which can be a very, very tough one to crack.
Absolutely. The copy is going to come in for Trashy, and Medra, no. Unfortunate. He popped the primal as well. Trashy is actually going to fall, and he's still holding on to this blade. Not going to be using it yet, but a pretty good play so far, and it's going well for Kismet, and the cart is moving, so might not need to use it. But that said, Psychic Panda is going to fall, going to dive in onto the Zen. Oh, you can't do him like that. Reflected right onto Krishna. That was dirty. Oh, and now Hunzi's is getting dove on top of by these tanks. He actually get away though to his healers, but even they can't protect him from an angry monkey like Medrod. And Vi will get another pick as well on this Ashe. With that damage boost from the Mercy, not as effective as it once was, but Vi's making it work. 5,000 damage and no death. 39% weapon accuracy as well. And oh, that's dirty.
They've been holding this nano boost graph for a long time, but Krishna has the Transcendence, right? But it's all going to come down to if Psychic Panda can hit that nano, the anti-nade onto the grab.
Absolutely. I mean, the Nano Blade can do enough burst damage to not deny the Transcendence, and there you go, Choco Tato. I'm so confused. I can't even say the name right, but Chakakato going to get taken down in the 3K for Hungi on the Genji. But that was a lot of ults for Kismet. Here comes the rally.
Yeah, they're going to be able to touch, but they're going to have rally to fight into. And it's going to be very, very tough for them to push in.
Oh, absolutely. Oh no. Vulcan's trying to push that axe off into the sea. Not going to happen, and actually going to get taken down. You're not immortal when you're in that primal rage. You're just an angry scientist. And Kismet will very, very close, but not done yet, as Vi is going to try and stall out this payload as long as they can. Krishna will get taken down, and there goes the payload, and now everyone on Kylin Academy needs to get out ASAP. And oh, the sleep under the Mercy! She's on the boat! She's gonna get back on with that Guardian Angel, but she'll get taken down for Dr. Kato. And now this aggression from Vulcan, pretty good. Going to get that pressure onto the tanks who are still pushed out.
Yeah, and Casey is having a really, really good game for Kismet, making a big difference coming in. And she's putting out a lot of damage to their team when there's not a lot of it coming from anywhere else. Hunzi is making a big impact from his blades, but other than that, I think he's struggling a little bit on this Genji.
Absolutely, the struggle is real, and Psychic Panda knows that better than anyone. So do the supports. The supports of Kismet have just absolutely been demolished, as a triple kill coming out for the Tracer for Shinhen.
Yeah, and Shinhen is just, his accuracy on this Tracer is just unbelievable. Bro, projectile play is really, really top tier.
Oh, no, poor Psychic Panda.
The bomb gets a kill. Oh no. But Kismet are coming up for that huge nano blade with a grab. And that is the wombo combo that is gonna win you a fight unless the anti-nade doesn't come off. And it's really important for Psychic Panda to get into a position where they can get off that clean anti-nade.
Absolutely. Oh my god, no! No, the Graviton! The Graviton got defend Matrix, and Graves will fall, and that's a huge win condition. Vi will get a double kill on both of the supports. They will eventually fall, but Medra in this primal rage, Krishna will get a pick, and so Casey will fall. But the supports for Kylin Academy, they're still there, and Kismet having some trouble pushing this cart much further.
Yeah, but they're coming out to a lot of ults here. But you cannot throw your grab from that far away. You give D.Va all the time in the world to eat it. You make it so easy for her. But Kismet are coming up with a lot of ults here. They have Rally and Nano Blade, which is such a powerful combination. It just makes the Genji so beefy with that armor.
Absolutely, and we'll see it coming out.
There we
and
go.
Doesn't even need the Nano. No, he does. I just didn't see the effects. But going to get a lot of kills and going to get this cart moving, even if it is in overtime.
Yeah, Kylin Academy do a smart move and they reset quickly. They're gonna have a touch here. Midra dives in deep. Oh, picks up the tree.
He'll get the pick onto. He's going to keep committing to this dive, which is interesting, and he'll get taken out, which might doom this cart. As now Kylin Academy, they're trickling onto this point. Bio get taken down, and so will the Doomfist. As this cart, it'll make it to point C, and 1 minute and 30 seconds on the clock for Kismet.
Yeah, and they really just did feed in there. They took a bit of time off the clock and got a single pick, but it wasn't enough, and you just fed a lot of ult charge to Kismet. And Kismet are coming into this next fight with ults. They got both grab and mines.
Absolutely.
And it's going to cause Kylin Academy a lot of damage because Mines is such a powerful ultimate on this last point. It's very closed and it's very congested. And it's going to make Kylin Academy play very, very out of position.
Absolutely, as we're looking at Vulcan with that oh so important ultimate of the minefield, getting ready to drop it out. We'll see exactly what he's gonna do with it. Here comes the grab mine combo, which can be pretty devastating, and the Transcendence will actually come out. The Diva Bomb as well, but Psychic Panda is going to fall, and it seems like Vi and the DPS of Kylin Academy are just able to find the supports of Kismet. No matter what they do, the Pulse Bomb will come out, won't get any kills, but that's okay, as Vi's gotten all of the kills that one could want in a fight. The beat's gonna come out though. Kismet, they're committing to this fight. They say this is where we take our stand. They don't have much time left to take any other fights, and it's the right choice. Medrad will get taken down, and Socialton in the air getting taken down on this Doomfist, and there you go. Right as overtime ticks in, Kismet will finish off the round.
Shinhen dying with Copy and dying with Primal, that's such a big play for Kismet. And they got a punch onto the Flying Echo. Unreal. And that stopped them from capping, and that stopped them from contesting for overtime. And Kylin Academy, we've seen this before. They're good at they're good at stalling and holding, like they did on Li Jiang. Look at this. Shinhan was Tracer, 50k damage, no 5k damage, 21 limbs, 4 deaths.
I was about to say.
Really, really impressive.
I was about to say 50k damage, then they're absolutely a monster. They're just hitting headshots constantly that round. But as we see them rolling out here, we see Kismet rolling out on a pretty traditional Ryan Zarya combo with a Lucio, but I think the Lucio might be going back to Switch.
Interesting. But I think they might struggle, especially on this map on point A, is where the Echo is going to get a lot of value and be able to fly over and take a lot of bots over the walls and over the buildings. And look at this, buy on Ashe, 12k damage done in that one round.
Oh my gosh, that's a monster performance right there. That is absolutely terrifying performance from an Ashe. That's using your dynamite well. That's getting hitting your shots, and Kylin Academy, they're pushing in. Medrad will take the damage, but they'll get out okay. And Vi just free to take pot shots, gonna take down Hungi, and Psyche Panda will fall as well. And it feels like the DPS of Kylin Academy are so good at just locking on to the support. The DPS of Kismet are just locking on, of Kylin Academy are locking on to the supports of Kismet and just putting so much pressure onto them. And that's just winning them fights. It is.
Yeah, but Kismet are withholding, and then their tanks are just doing a good enough job at keeping the frontline pressure off. And winning the fight as quick as they can when Kylin Academy dive in.
Absolutely, here comes the copy from Shinhen. Going to copy the Reinhardt, gonna get that shatter early. Here it comes. It'll get both the supports of Kismet. They're just going to get taken down, and the charge will come in, take on Psychic Panda, and Graves will get taken out again. It just feels like a hard knock life for Graves and Psychic Panda so far this game.
Oh, and that's a huge pick, and that's gonna be a huge stagger, and Trashy isn't gonna be able to come in with the rest of the team contest. And are they even gonna be able to contest? Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
They might be able to contest. They will be able to contest, but Vi's Bob is gonna get a double to triple kill. Vi's Bob will get 3, 4 kills. Vi will take a 5th. Will he get the 6th? Sadly not. But the cart will push through with 4.5 minutes almost on the cart, and Psychic Panda will fall by says, I'll get a 6K whether it'll beat everyone or not, and a good performance from him.
Yeah, for sure, and they did a really good job pushing it through that choke and getting those picks. The cart can get stuck there for a long time if the team aren't being aggressive enough and being able to pick up those kills.
Absolutely, I mean, we saw that in round 1. The shadow will come in, and Shinhen will get out of there, but Trashy is going to find a double kill on the supports of Kylin Academy, and they'll put a stop to it. And now, Kylin Academy, they're in a similar position to Kismet last round. This cart is stuck at this archway, and it's hard to approach, and it's hard to fight on the point.
Very true, but Kylin Academy are coming up to their 6 ults. And even if they have to use all 6 ults to get around this corner, it might be worth it as long as they cap point B.
I definitely agree with that. This is a hard point to break through, but oh, Shinhen's going to fall, and already 2, 3 ultimates have been used. Vi'll find a pick, but it's going to be the only pick on the field. Oh, the Graviton will come out as well, and that's a lot of ult that came out for not a lot of games, and Medrod will get taken out late as well.
Yeah, and they used 5 ultimates there, and this is going to put them in a really tough spot to break this corner. And Kismet are coming up with 5 ultimates themselves, and the Kylin Academy are going to need to switch things up here, otherwise they're just not going to be able to...
Absolutely. Oh, no. Poor Medrod. Poor Medrod. No, Medrod did very well there. Vi will get taken down. Psychic Panda will, though, as well. And now the copy will come in, and on this Reaper going to have a lot of damage and going to get close to that Death Blossom. Going to use that focus beam to take down the tank and take down Vulcan. And Kylin Academy, they're pushing through, and they will get to point C eventually. I don't think Kismet's going to be. They're not going to be pushing through, and onto the Mercy, which is an interesting choice. Might have been a little mishap with Guardian Angel, but they're still winning this fight. Early pick coming out, and Violet even get away with it. And they have the ult to keep going here in a pretty quick fight. And now here comes the ult. Vile get a pick on a Graves. And Vile get taken down. The Shadow come out. Not going to find much. But the picks will come in for Kismet to start pushing in a counterattack. And Casey just going to absolutely carve through Krishna and the members of Kylin Academy.
And like we said before this game started, we both thought that it really is going to be the flexibility of the teams that determine the winner. And Kylin Academy were able to switch up and then cap point B, because I don't think Kismet were ready for the dive and ready for the switch, and it worked for them. And coming into this last point, I think that it's gonna be hard for Kylin Academy to continue on this dive. It's a very close off point, and there aren't many good diving options going into last.
The Death Blossom will come out from Trashy, and Vile get taken down by it late into that. The Shadow come in from Shinhen, and Fallen and Medrod will both get picked, though. And that's not good. Here comes the Shatter. Not gonna find anything. Medrod. Oh! The Shatter from behind! It was tactical. And Shinhen will get that pick. And even though it looked bleak at the start, almost a team kill for Kylin Academy, they're getting close to the end of this map here.
And when you have a grab and you're playing Echo, that's just going to be so much damage inputted into the grab. It's insane. It's so much value just straight away from every single grab.
Absolutely. G will find the pick onto Fallen, and both the tanks, though, going to fall to the McCree Peacemaker. A really quick fight and a quick team kill for Kylin Academy.
Yeah, very quick. And that's what they needed to do. They didn't want that fight to be very long, and they wanted to come into this last fight potentially with a set of ultimates, with no set of ultimates online, and with either team. So a level playing field, and it's just going to be who can play the better comp and who can play the better round will win this. Will win the fight.
Definitely, but if this fight goes long, I'd look for Bai and for Shinhen to both get their ults, but Medrod has already fallen, but Bai's got that pulse bomb, and we've seen some crazy pulse bombs come out from him. They are going to pull back, though.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. They don't need to engage until the last second. Kismet didn't have any time in the bank, so it doesn't matter. They'll both get a minute if they cap in overtime. So I think it's a good idea to reset.
Absolutely, but now the ult advantage solidly to Kylin. Shinhen going to use that copy, not going to get much value out of it, not going to get the ult. Here comes the high noon. Not going to find any picks. Here comes the death boss, and no find Shinhen in that graviton. An interesting play, but Kylin Academy overtime already here. Vulcan's going to get the pick with the mines, going to get 2 Vulcan on the wrecking ball. Overtime ticking away, but they'll still get that. They'll still get on it. It's Medrod, and Medrod alone, he is holding like a pillar on this point, just trying to stay on it. But it's not long before Kismet will even up the series 1-1.
Yeah, and that is some exciting stuff. And they look so close to doing it coming into that last fight. They had the picks, but Vulcan on that wrecking ball just turned the tide of the fight. Love to see it, that wrecking ball play.
Absolutely, it just And then getting the pick after the blade as well. That's a good Genji. Genji that doesn't just need to be a blade bot, but that can get the picks with or without the blade. And an impressive play from Kismet, taking it and equalizing it. And we're coming into the halftime here with a close game, and a game that I don't know which way it'll go.
No, neither do I. I think Kylin Academy have been looking a little bit stronger on the dive and the double bubble, but Kismet had showed that they could play it themselves in that last round, and they were playing really, really well in the brawl. So I think it's going to be really close going into the third game, and it's all to play for.
Absolutely, and we're going to see what happens in our third game, but before that, we're going to go to a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to see if Kylin Academy or Kismet, if Kismet's going to continue, we'll see if Kismet can continue the momentum from Rialto, or if Kylin Academy will start to mount, I don't even want to say a comeback, but if they'll start to take back this momentum. We'll see you. Welcome back. We're here with Kylin Academy versus Kismet, and it's been a pretty close game so far. Before we went to break, we started off with Kylin Academy taking Lijiang 2-1, pretty close, and then Kismet just barely edging out Kylin Academy on Rialto 3-2. So needless to say, this game is not a blowout by any stretch of the imagination. So Bolter, these two teams, what do they need to do to just get that small edge over the other?
Yeah, Kylin Academy was only one fight away from going to overtime on Rialto, and it was so close. But like I said in earlier in Rialto, that I think the key was the flexibility of their players and being able to switch to comp. They won on point B, right? But they didn't switch back on point C, and that's what I didn't like. I wish they would have switched back to a brawl comp and just dominated over Kismet and just walked through them. Because diving on point C is very, very difficult in Rialto. But going into the next maps, I want to see more rapid changes. However, I'm saying that, but we are seeing King's Row next map, and we all know what King's Row means.
That we do. We know what King's Row means, and it means Reinhardt Zarya. That's what it means. We get to see the rush comp. We get to see the Overwatch equivalent of watching two large Mack trucks head straight for each other at top speed and just seeing what's left over at the end as we get into King's Row.
Yeah, and on King's Row, you don't really see that much variation. You do out of the DPS and maybe the supports, but I think that's where I want to see the switches. So, and look, there we go. We see Reaper from both sides, Reaper and Ryan Zarya. It's only going to be the Doomfist and the McCree that's different. But looking for the defense McCree is going to be very, very strong for them, being able to control the high ground with only Shinhan being able to get up there. This is going to be very strong for NZ. And I think it's going to be a key part of Kylin Academy on this defense. However, I have seen many Doomfists play very, very well on attack at King's Row, and there are a lot of spots you can do big rollouts and impressive things you can do. It all depends what Shinhan does on the attack.
Absolutely. As here we go by with an aggressive teleport on the Reaper, going to go up top of the hotel. And aggressive here from Shinhan, going to get immediately punished for it, but still aggressive positioning for the entirety of Kylin Academy. Shinx is going to take down Vi as well, and there goes both the DPS for Kylin Academy and KISMET are being allowed to push back, get on that counter offensive, and they will leave them where they stand, repelling that first attack.
You know what I'm surprised with is that Kylin Academy rolled out on two heroes that you don't really DPS heroes that don't really require much aim, and that's what they've been excelling at, the two DPS from Kylin Academy.
Oh, Vulcan, unfortunate, jumps in front of the amplification matrix and just gets absolutely flame broiled as Fallen will find a double kill. So will Vi, and he'll go, and Psychic Panda will be the last casualty of this fight as Kylin Academy will take the first point.
Yeah, that's very true. But KISMET are able to hold, and they're regrouped. All got good spawn, and they're gonna be able to hold under bridge. Look, Fire's Reaper has already got 6 limbs in those first two fights. Look at him emoting on point.
Look at the emote. He thought we wouldn't see. But regardless, the shadow coming in, it'll find Monty Butter. That's not good if you are a Kylin Academy. You don't want to lose your Lucio, very important character in this rush comp, and when the Lucio falls, so does the team. Team kill for KISMET.
Exactly, and when you're playing a rush comp like this, your tanks matter a lot more than your DPS, in my opinion anyway, as a tank player. But they're going to be doing a lot more of the heavy lifting in terms of the frontline damage, and it's when you're saying two Mack trucks heading into each other, it's going to be the tank difference that's going to make the difference here. Oh,
absolutely.
Big flank here from Kylin Academy.
A huge flank. The shadow will come in, but Medrov will get demolished before anything has any time to happen. But Vi with the Death Blossom, it'll get 5 kills. That's amazing. Vi will just absolutely demolish the members of KISMET with that Death Blossom. Wow.
Oh my, wow. Is that, did you say bye-bye? Because they've gone back to spawn. But it does mean Kismet are going to be way up on ults going into this next fight with their own Death Blossom online. It's going to be tough for Kylin Academy, but they do have their beat as a safety net.
That they do. And then,
oh my god, huge grab.
High Noon. The grab is huge, but oh, the High Noon gets 3. Shinx will get another. Krishna will find 1, but it won't be enough. And Kismet see that impressive ult and answer back with a few of their own.
Casey, what a huge grab. Like you set up that play for Shinx perfectly. They threw out the immortality, fair enough, but you also gave Punzi the space to pull off that massive High Noon. Kylin Academy are coming up high ground again, and they're going to be able to push Shinx off the high ground here. It's going to be a good way to engage, but it does mean they're forgetting their card.
Absolutely. Bai takes a lot of damage early on. Going to be forced to pull back a little, not going to be able to take the aggressive angles that a Reaper is wont to do. Now Vulcan going to throw up a Fire Strike. Going to go very low here as the aggression coming out from Kylin Academy will overwhelm him. And the flashbang will come in. Ungi will find that early pick. The charging Reinhardt coming in. We talk about Mac trucks. There's nothing more Mac truck than that. But a Fan the Hammer will take down Fallen and Medrad for that matter.
Yeah, and he just charges off into Narnia and then gets punished hard. Medrad absolutely out of position there, but maybe the fight was already lost, but he did stagger himself a fair bit. Kylin Academy are having a big struggle of tapping on Street Phase here, which isn't the hardest to do in King Row, especially at this corner. They do switch to the Echo though, which is good. Xinghan has been playing very well on this Echo.
Absolutely. Here comes a Shatter, and it'll get blocked immediately. The grab will find a few picks. Medrad already going to go down to that charge. Shinx will find a pick. Bai will find 1, but it won't be enough. And now it's just a matter of whether or not Fallen will get out, and they will.
And Hunji is just playing out of his mind on this McCree every single fight. He's like, team, hop on my back. I'll get 3 kills. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
60 seconds.
Xinghan isn't getting an ounce of space in that air. And he's really struggling to find the space to be able to jump into the backline and use his sticky bombs and focusing beam.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you saw, we did have a pause. We did have a disconnect on the side of Kismet, which is unfortunate. So we're gonna have a very short pause, just about a minute here. But I think that so far it's been a battle of ults. I think that's a pretty accurate way of saying it. I think about the big moments of this map, and it's been all about the ults so far. That Death Blossom, the High Noon, the grabs, the shatters have all been very important to this map.
Yeah, but what I do like from both teams, they're both using their ult economy very well. I know Kismet is holding this corner on point B very well, but for all the fights, they're both using the right amount of ults, and they're not investing everything they have, which in the long run is the best plan.
Absolutely. It's that rotation of ults. Being able to, have maybe 4 ults, only use 2, and use that fight, use that victory to charge those other ultimates. And just being able to do that over and over again, that's how you get momentum, that's how you get snowballs, and that's how you see entire points being won off the back of one team fight. And even in maps like Control, you can see entire rounds being won just by one ult economy.
Exactly. It's super important.
All right.
So
we're actually going to go to a quick break here, just about like 30 seconds or so. But we will be right back with the conclusion of King's Row. We'll see you.
Change? I think they just need to be using their ults a little bit more effectively, Kylin Academy. But honestly, I think, unfortunately, this might be the break they needed to get across that dreaded corner and coming into the last fight. But Vi is setting up on the high ground, and they don't have that beat. Psychic Panda is going to need to put it on a spot on Immortality Field for her to survive this.
Absolutely, it's going to be very important to find a good Immortality Field. It does, and the stun will come through as well. And Shinx will actually find a double kill with a Death Blossom of his own. The copy will come through. Shinhen will find a double kill with the Reaper. He'll get the Death Blossom as well. He'll get 3 kills with the Reaper, and he'll keep this going. 1 minute and 3 seconds for Kylin Academy off the back of a good play by Shinhen.
Yeah, and Montbada committed that B, and perhaps they didn't need it, but it's better safe than sorry than not capping point B. They get 1.5 minutes here to cap point C, and they've got a Shatter coming up, which could be massive.
Absolutely, the high noon. It'll find Shinhen very early. That could put a stop, but the Shatter's gonna come in and it'll find 4. It'll find Vulcan before the Immortality even hits the ground. And a massive Shatter from Medrot will mean a 1 fight for Kylin Academy. This card is getting closer and closer to the end.
Oh, what a bubble!
Oh.
And they're coming in,
now.
I tell you what, Casey's grabs have just been spot on. Getting 3 or 4 every single
Death
fight.
Blossom. Absolutely, that's been just completely massive. Shinx and Casey doing it pretty well. Shinx is going to get a double kill, and now very close, 0.01 meters, and they will end up finishing it out. Vulcan just barely not able to touch.
Yeah, 23 seconds left on the time bank. It's good that they won in overtime, and they looked like they weren't even going to cap point B at all, apart from that, until that DC went ahead. And it's a massive shame for KISMET. They were looking so confident and so promising. They just need to not let that affect them and come into this next round and give it everything they have. And they've shown they have enough to win this map.
Yeah, 100%. They can win this map. So they, of course, they can win this map as we get into the defense for the attack for KISMET. And I'm pretty excited to see this this attack coming in from KISMET. And of course, we're gonna have to have a little bit of a pause, unfortunately. But regardless, I do think that an interesting turn of events with that disconnect, as you have a bit of it was sort of unfortunate. A stronghold kind of got defeated by internet problems.
Yeah, and it was one of those things where just playing online, it happens from time to time, and there's not much you can do about it. And look, Casey has come in after the first map and just played so well on both Rialto and King's Row. Like, look at these stats. 23 limbs, 5 deaths. She's just playing really, really well on that defense. 3 ultimates used, but each of those ultimates made a big impact. Not so in the last fight, but not of the fault to her own. She got 3 or 4 in the graph.
Absolutely, those grabs have been fight winners, and they've been impressive. The DPS ultimates have been scary. I mean, think about the Echo, that Echo copy near the end of point B. That really won them the fight. As we get into the doors about to open now, and he's on the Bastion. They're gonna do the teleporting Bastion strategy. Here it comes. The teleporting Bastion, raining justice and destruction from above. Just barely going to get away there. And Hunt and Humi will actually go down there.
unfortunately just barely not able to get any picks, and Casey's gonna get caught out of position as well, as Kylin Academy repel the teleporting bastion about as well as you could hope.
Yeah, and they're gonna switch off onto a more traditional rush comp. And I would say it's always worth a try, but maybe it isn't, because Shinhan is on 60%, right? And Medrat is on 60% too. And they're just so much down in the ult economy now, and coming into this next fight, it might be the difference maker.
Absolutely, by here on this flank from the Reaper. He's gonna take down Vulcan, and already a lot of pressure from Bai on that Reaper with those shotguns going off.
Yeah, for sure. And Medrat and Shinhan have already got their ults coming into this second fight, and they're gonna be absolutely clutch. Ooh!
Oh, the double high noon. It'll find Shink somehow threading the needle, but Krishna will fall as well. And now we're looking at an even fight. The shatter from Vulcan will find Fallen, but Medrox will find 3, and here comes Fallen's Graviton. A lot of damage onto the people in that. The beat will come out as well, just to make this victory even, this one fight, that more dominant for Fallen, and they'll take down Shinx late in that fight.
Yeah, Fallen getting a huge grab there, and that's exactly what they needed. Look, so many limbs and so little deaths. Look, we pointed out Casey last round, and Fallen is just showing an equally impressive display here. Oh, come on.
Psychic Panda, no. Fallen gonna find that early pick, and a double flashbang stun coming out, but Shinx is gonna find Bai. That pick was huge to just snapping it to that head.
And I was gonna say, when your main tank is Fallen, it's down to your off tank to be that front line on their own. And the use of that grab was just so important.
Absolutely. Hanji gonna use that. Hanji gonna use that high noon, and here comes the Graviton from Casey. Hard ult, and here comes Bai with 3. He does not miss with these ultimates, but still, heartbreakingly, KISMET are going to be able to at least get a tick, if not more, on this point. Despite
they might be able
to
contest here. Perhaps not. Perhaps not. It's going to be close.
They will. They're just going to be able to contest. They'll get onto the point. Monty Butter will fall early. The beat will come out. But Hanji will go down. Fallen will get taken out by Psychic. Vulcan is just swinging for the fences, and some time taken off the clock, but 3 minutes for KISMET going into the street phase.
Yeah, they took another 30 seconds off the clock, so maybe this still was okay. But it does mean that they're not going to be able to hold at the choke. Which is going to be damaging, but when they don't have a Mei, it's less important. It's less important. Bai switches onto the Hanzo to mirror Shinx, who's just playing so well on that Hanzo and getting a lot of opening picks. They're coming up the dragons. No, they got dragons, and they're coming up the grab, and I'm wondering are they going to be... Oh no!
No!
Takes Krishna down with a fire strike.
Absolutely, a straight fire strike, but a straight arrow will find Psychic Panda, and now it's even. And Bai's gonna get a double kill on the Hanzo. Just he can play everything. The Shatter will come in. It'll find 3, and Vulcan will clean up for KISMET. The card hasn't been moving.
Oh,
unfortunate.
Oh. Come on, KISMET, get on cart, please. There we go. There we go. But it does mean they're gonna get around this shredded corner that Kylin Academy struggled to get around for so long. But they are gonna get a recontest on third here, and it's gonna come down to one more fight. Oh my God!
Oh my! Oh, that was so close. The Shadow will come out, and it's the Grab Dragons. It's the Shinx show, and we're all just living in it. A triple kill for Shinx on the Dragon Strike, and a few kills for from Hanji as well.
Yeah, and that was pretty much always going to be a definite fight win for KISMET right there. But we are going to see the Grab Dragon coming out on the side of Kylin Academy. But Kismet do have the immortality, and they do have speed coming up.
Absolutely. But here comes the dragons on the other side. It won't find as many picks. Vile get a double kill though. Could be important on this recontest. The spawns are a lot closer for Kylin Academy.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna switch off the Hanzo hit to something else. They don't. They decide to stay on it. It's been working for them. Bai has been getting a lot of picks on the hero. Bai with a massive hero pool.
Absolutely. Here comes the Shinhen's
early
high noon. The beat will come in early, but it'll facilitate some massive amounts of aggression from Kylin Academy. Vulcan will actually charge Krishna off the side, but Gray will knock Medrad off as people are falling into the pit left and right. The Omnic City probably not too happy about those visitors.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. But it does mean that the Kismet are coming into the next fight with a lot of ults. And this is going to be looking promising. Oh, Shinx gets an early pick on Bai. That's exactly what they needed.
Absolutely. The Shadow will find Fallen. Now a lot riding on this fight. Not much time. Here comes the grab. No dragon's going to be launched into it. But all the picks going to Kismet. And now it's stall time for Kylin Academy. He's going to fire the dragon stick off.
Yeah, and they can still touch it. They get the monkey on point.
That they do, but Vulcan and Psychic Panda both find the picks, and Hongji going to get a double kill. High Noon gonna finish it off with just another, and
going to get it 4 at the end of that fight.
3-3. Switching sides.
We only see a 34 second time difference on the side of Kismet in favor of Kismet, and this is going to be maybe one fight difference, and it might be the fight that they need. So having that extra time bank is important.
Absolutely, it is. Kylin Academy are going to be on the attack, so they will have the opportunity to set the tone for these extra rounds. Is it going to be a matter of can you get a tick, or is it going to be, you need to push to point C? Because I think we've all made that mistake of, oh, they only have a minute in their time bank, how far can they go, and then they push to the end of the map. I'm not saying that will happen here, but I'm saying it's always a possibility.
Yeah, for sure. Psychic Panda has just been playing such an incredible game, with especially, I want to point out, with her immortality fields, saving multiple team fights and giving Kismet the aggression and the tempo that they need to win fights.
5, 4, 3.
And we're going to see an early start here. We're going to see Hanzos from both sides, but we're going to see Hunzi pick up with the McCree while Shingen with the Reaper.
Absolutely. Shinhan already going to dip down low, going to be able to escape, but Bile finds Shinx with the storm arrows, and that's what you want for an early attack. The aggression coming out from Kylin Academy is just monstrous as they crash into Kismet like waves on the beach, and they'll take this first point with ease.
Yeah, and Metro already got Shatter, and if they can push up here and get an early Shatter, this is going to set them up really nicely to get through that choke and push on to win the second fight.
Absolutely. Immortality Field already has to come out from Psychic Panda just to protect Vulcan, and they're split up, and the Shatter will find 3. Vulcan will go down, and it's everyone else needs to try and get something together. Psychic Panda will fall, and they just have to be in full retreat mode right now as the card's is going to keep pushing, and Kylin Academy get to keep moving forward more and more.
Yeah, and they're pushing all the way into point C to keep this tempo up and to keep this aggression. But Hunzi has got High Noon, and I wonder if Kylin Academy do realize this. They're going to get there very quickly, and they get a pick from it.
They will get a pick on a buy, and that's how you want to start this recontest. You want to see that early pick, and Shinx has this Dragon Strike ready to just shoot it through. Gonna zone the members off the point. They're not going to C9 though this overtime wick giving me some fast heartbeats as it's dipping down. Eventually, with all these picks coming in for Kismet, it will burn out, and there it is.
77 meters for Kylin Academy.
And look, I think Kylin Academy have just done a great job at setting themselves up for a potential win for this map. And I think Kismet are going to have to pull something out the bag to be able to get this through. They need to keep a clear head and just play aggressive with this time bank, because 1 minute 34, it's going to be tough to push it this far. They need at least 2 solid fight wins, maybe 3.
Absolutely. It will depend on how the picks play out when in their first fight. If Kylin Academy, if they respawn at this close spawn at the spawn room they're currently running away from, then they will have another chance to recontest. But if they're at that far spawn, it'll be 1 fight, and they're trying again for this teleporting bastion strategy. It's still spawn, so they can change it, but it didn't work last time, so I'm interested to see if it'll work this time.
Yeah, and now Kylin Academy have 2 heroes who are even better at taking it down. The Hanzo with the Storm Arrows and the Echo with the Sticky Bombs and Focusing Beams. And I just can't see this working for them. They're going to be able to shoot it from multiple angles, and yeah, it's going to be rough. But I think Kylin Academy here are going to be playing a lot more passive and going to let Kismet push on.
Well, here it goes. Let's hear that Bastion gun go off, and we'll hear the Storm Arrows thunk in to Hungi, as that'll be an early pick, and a pick from Bai onto Psychic Panda. Bai's is absolutely demolishing the members of Kismet here. Going to get taken down by the accretion and a low HP of 2 of those 3 people on the point, but it won't be enough. And Kismet, they'll take the point, but Kylin Academy, like I said, they're all spawned close, so they'll have another chance to recontest.
Yeah, and they're gonna struggle. Or Shing switching to the Mei, that's gonna be a huge pick. But Bai does have his dragons up, but Fallen is only got 30%, dying quite early in that fight. So they're not going to have the grab dragons online, and they're not going to have it for probably any fight.
They do the Shatter Dragons, so they could get something off of that. We'll have to see. Oh, the accretion stun! What? That's incredible! The Dragon Strike will get thrown out, but it won't find anything as Casey throws out the accretion and gets that pick. The card is still going to be moving here, and it'll have to be a brawl on this card, and the winner of this will be the winner of the map. Casey just getting pick after pick after pick, using this Gravitic Flux, getting all the kills, and Kismet will push towards the victory box. They'll take and go to match point.
Look, Casey just played unreal. Like, she held point A. No, she took point A because Bai was getting like 6 kills, and then she was able to shut him down. And then she stunned Medrad out of a shatter, and then she got 3 kills with the with the flux. Unreal.
Oh, that was absolutely unreal, and I think that Dragon Strike that we just saw as a play of the game was also just a work of art, I feel. Looking at how that round went, very, very close from these 2 teams, a matter of 1 fight for multiple, at multiple points, 1 fight decided how this game was going, and we've said it. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. This is not a blowout, and I feel like either of these teams could turn it around. It could turn it around if you're Kylin Academy, or keep this momentum going if you're Kismet.
Look, I think Casey, she's come in after missing the first map, and she's made a difference to that team in that off tank role. She's been playing really, really well. But yeah, we're gonna take a look at our 2 Hanzos that were playing in that last round on King's Row, and both played incredibly well. But we'll show that here. Look, we have Shinx on the Hanzo and then Bai on the Hanzo on the right for Kylin Academy. Um,
A lot
I mean,
to
look,
take in here. You have, in my opinion, I think you have a lot more aggressive play from Bai, getting a lot more damage, but a lot more deaths, and even a little less ultimates. With Shinx, more eliminations, more ultimates, and less deaths. So a little bit more passive, but maybe a little more effective.
yeah, I think Bai picked the Hanzo when his team were on the back foot and they needed to keep space, while Shinx picked Hanzo when his team were pushing forward and were winning fights. So that's why his eliminations were a little bit higher and his final blows were a bit higher. But I think you could really tell that both Hanzos could play the hero to a high ability.
Absolutely. I mean, these two have absolutely been they've both been forces to be reckoned with on their respective teams, and really just looking at what's going to be our next map, we're going to be going in to Volskaya Industries. So, I mean, Volskaya Industries it's a very interesting map for our 2CP. What sort of I mean, what compositions do you think we're going to be seeing from these two teams on Volskaya?
I honestly think I hope we're gonna see some more dive on Volskaya. Like we saw on Rialto, especially from Kylin Academy, because I think that's what they were playing well. I think they've been struggling. They've been playing Brawl pretty well, but I think they played a little bit better on the dive with the Echo. Shingen, that seemed to be his best hero that I've seen so far, and yeah, that's what I'd like to see from Kylin Academy going into this next map and to try and take it to the five map. Um, but yeah, I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be close, like his map has been already.
Absolutely. I mean, this entire match has been very, very close. I mean, look at all of these. I mean, just look at all these scores. You have a 2-1, 3-2, 4-5. It's all just been so close. And we're going to be heading in very shortly to Volskaya Industries, seeing if Kylin Academy can start to turn this around, or if it's going to be KISMET who are going to take their final map win and move on to the winners finals.
Yeah, and like you said, this is going to be an absolutely massive game, especially this map. The Kylin Academy need to come back into this, otherwise they're going to be playing an extra game to get to those grand finals. And coming into the losers bracket from a loss, it's not going to be so easy.
Definitely, the winners bracket does have that sort of cushiness. You have that margin for error. If you have an off night, if you have, some sort of, if you just don't play up to how you feel you should, you don't have to. You have that option. You have the ability to take a loss in a series and still be able to play for the grand finals. But in the losers bracket, you have to be on top of your game at all times. You cannot lose, or you go home, and your tournament run is done.
Exactly. And there's a lot of pressure for teams. And the teams just have to be consistent in these sort of knockout tournaments. It's not like round robins where you get to play across the season. Teams need to be on their A game every single game and every single time they turn on Overwatch. And there's a lot of pressure. And a lot of the time, this game is about who can deal with the pressure of playing in these big tournaments the best. And we'll see who can on this last map, or might be the last map, should I say?
Yeah, don't spoil the script.
Yeah. Kylin Academy aren't out yet. They aren't out yet. And we do see dive from both teams. And I do love to see some dive defense.
Absolutely. You have Monkey Ball. You have Monkey Zarya, the double bubble, and you have Ball Zarya, which I've heard called stuff like Super Monkey Ball, which I like.
I like that. That's funny.
Good game.
But we're seeing very similar comps to both teams. But Kismet are playing with the Tracer, and the Tracer's going to be able to follow up that Wrecking Ball wherever he goes and harass him constantly. He's going to also be able to scout the Wrecking Ball and make sure he isn't coming in from funny angles and booping his team into dangerous positions for Vulcan, Casey, and Trashy to deal with and to put damage on.
Absolutely, but oh, Metra just gets the Discord put on him and cooked. Absolutely demolished with that Discord Orb from Psychic Panda, amplifying that damage and just making it short work of that giant health pool that Winston has. Vulcan gonna slam in onto Chakrakado, and it's Trashy versus Vi. Vi's going to use that, going to use the recall. Both the Mercy's going to get a resurrection off, and Trashy's going to get Chakrakado. And both of the ports for Kismet are down. Psychic Panda will fall, but it might be, it just won't be enough here. And Kylin Academy will get that pick off of some good play from Trashy.
Yeah, Trashy just isn't missing. He got the opening pick on the monkey as well, and he's just playing out of his mind. He's already got his ult. Casey's got an ult pretty much. Vulcan's got his ult on the... They're coming up to 5 ults coming into this next fight. And if there's a snowball scenario, if I've ever seen it, this is one.
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Oh, and it's like... Wow. I feel like this is just the idea of what we have when we hear the word snowball, as they have all the ults and they're going to use their ult and just absolutely demolish Kismet. If you thought that they might be out of this, that this might be the last map, Kylin Academy are determined to prove you wrong. Gonna copy the Tracer, 2 ticks already, and oh, the Pulse Bomb gets eaten. Fallen will go down, and unfortunate truth is that Psychic Panda and friends are pushing very well, and 4.5 minutes. That's a dominant performance.
Yeah, that was really, really good. Very, very impressive, and just good ult management all around.
100%. There was a lot of good ult management as. Oh.
There we go. We switched the team names around.
Oh, that's not good for Kylin Academy. Trying to keep off this match point from Kismet, and not doing very well, as 4.5 minutes is a dominant performance on Volskaya.
Yeah, and that's going to be very, very difficult to come and attack on. It's going to be intimidating. And look at this, Hunzi is Echo. 2,500 damage. That just shows how quick a game it was, quick a round it was. He's got 13 limbs. 13.
And
that's
0
so
deaths as well. That's
how many fights were there? 2
that's
fights?
good
And he's got
play.
13 limbs. Yeah, and 0 deaths.
That's impressive.
Very impressive. And that just goes to show how good his Echo has been. And he knows how to play it safe and knows how to take the safe angles. And then the thing of playing the Echo, you just need the controlled aggression, the perfect timing about when to go in. And he seems to have it down to a T. And he's playing very well in this in this map.
An interesting composition here from Kismet. They're playing the Sigma Roadhog, something we haven't seen in a little bit, but we'll see if the oldie but goldie strategy still holds up in this modern age, as they're holding up on this high ground over on the left side, and oh no, that's an early pick and not something you want to see. You don't want that Hanzo going down. That's your source of damage,
Kylin Academy also by just getting a lot of picks on that Sombra. Krishna even on the Brigitte as well. And now the Roadhog will fall. And a quick capture of first point for both of these teams.
And look, they're playing a very spammy comp, and surely they must have realized that Kylin Academy were going to play dive here. And I'm a bit perplexed by why they choose to do that. But, you know, it doesn't matter. They didn't give up too much ult charge. They didn't really have a potential snowball going on here. Maybe if Kylin Academy stayed in poke for a bit, they do, which would be a very good move on their part. To grow up some ults. If they grow up the EMP and Nanoblade, they could be here for a fight win.
Definitely, an EMP Nanoblade would be a very scary ult combo, but not when Medrot goes down like that, and not when your Genji gets hit with a flash bang McCree combo. As, oh my gosh, that was 2 headshots from Hungi onto Fallen, and just absolutely made Fallen run for the hills. As the rally will come out.
Yeah, interesting. That's very, very early, but they're going to be able to commit off it.
Oh, not with Bai going down like that. You can't lose your Sombra. With 98% to EMP as well, you have the Nanoblade, and it looks like they're going to commit with it, but Fallen's gone, and already 2 people. Here comes the... Oh no, I think that Krishna might have fallen off. No, Krishna's actually still okay, still on the map. It's going to be close. They have a lot of ultimates, but it's currently pretty staggered. The EMP will find 3, but is there enough people to come back to it, to follow up on it? Psychic Panda will use the Transcendence, and there won't be enough people to follow up.
That's true, but they will have the Nanoblade going into the next fight with the grab, with no Flux or any Transcendence or Rally to defend this grab Nanoblade from. And I can't see any way how they're going to win this. They need Trashy or Hanzi to pull out something special here. Otherwise, they're gonzos.
Oh, they could. Fallen is very low. Fallen is actually going to die. That's no grab. Here comes the Nano. Going to get discorded early. The Winston, the 2 Winstons on the field. 3 Winstons. 2 Winstons on the field. Can't count. Too hard. Too excited. A lot of stuff happening, but that Nanoblade didn't find much of anything. Trashy will revert, and a 1 fight. Kismet getting a miracle fight win.
Yeah, and Trashy's doing a really good play there, switching onto the monkey who's over from the back line. And he was able to shut down the Genji. Well, didn't really need shutting down, but he did so anyway.
The Graviton Surge comes out. An interesting Graviton actually going to pin some people behind that wall, and they'll be able to rotate around and get that pick. And now the Stall coming out onto the point. The Wrecking Ball trying to get something going. Then going to get dived on top of Medrot, just trying to get that shot. Going to lure them into that back room and Primal Rage. And going to knock out Graves as well. That's both the supports of Kismet getting taken down. And there's not much else that they can do as the EMP will come out. And it'll be over for Kylin. 2-minute difference between them, but a solid attack from Kylin nonetheless.
Yeah, Kylin are down, but they're definitely not out. Medra, his juggling skills there, Medra was really, really impressive. Being able to pick up 3, the Diva, the Zen, and someone else. Who was it? I don't know. Anyway, impressive by any means. But Kylin Academy definitely still have a chance in this fight.
Ready for battle.
Kismet coming out with the same comp as they tried on point A. Maybe this is a pre-planned strat.
Maybe it's interesting. Because now, now it's up to Kylin Academy. They have to
They have to make this attack a good one. They need to, at the very least, cap point A and get some sort of progress on point B, in my opinion, if they want a good shot at winning this map on their defense.
Yeah, maybe they can get a draw if they just cap point A, but I think they need a tick, at least, if they want to win.
Attackers incoming.
And we're seeing dive come out here, the same dive combos we saw before coming out for Kylin Academy, they're working up against a more stationary bunker comp with the Hog and the Sigma, with 2 hit scans for Kismet.
Yeah, they do. And now, coming in on this Genji by going to hack the health pack, run away with it. Oh, but Chakakado is going to go down early. You don't want to lose your Ana like that. That's your main source of healing. Zen, not a great mid-fight healer. He can provide a little bit, but not as much as Ana. Krishna can't do as much. Psychic Panda will go down, but get resurrected, and Kylin Academy will be repelled with Fallen going down late in that fight.
Yeah, I think that's really important. For Kylin Academy here, they need to be getting this damage in quickly. They need to be hiding out of sight until they make that dive. Because Kismet are playing on the Kylin Academy are playing out in the open, and they can poke and spam them before they're able to dive and knock their health down.
I agree with that, as the hack is going to go in onto Graze. They're going to get the Valkyrie off, though, immediately using it as soon as they hear that decloaking noise. The Genji will fall, so will the Zarya. It's not looking good for Kylin. They have to run away, and oh no, that hook onto Chakakado is massive.
They are going to have a last fight here. They're going to have EMP. They're going to have Nano Blade. And they need something big here. But Kismet are coming up to nearly all of their ults apart from Valk. A Wartime Flux here on the dive will win this for them.
Absolutely. They do get on the point, so they're going to get that. Here comes the EMP. Here comes the Nano Blade. And it needs to be big, and it looks like it will be. The Primal Rage will get one as well, but it might not have been as big as they might have wanted. The McCree will go low. Gonna use the High Noon to reload, and he'll get it, but it won't be enough, as in overtime, Kylin Academy will capture the point, and they will have 30 seconds to do something on point B, but they've used all their ults.
Yeah, and Kismet are coming up to a Bob and a Flux. A Flux versus a dive is such a powerful ability. The same with a Bob. It's going to input so much damage and keep the dive off them.
They need a miracle, but the Flux completely whiffs. That's not good, but Krishna goes down. Fallen gets demeched, and already Kylin Academy, this attack not looking good. The Winston will fall, so will the Genji, Sombra, the Baby Diva. They're all gone, and overtime ticks away. Point B, not touched for Kylin Academy, but they have their win condition. They need to hold point A for 4 minutes.
Yeah, this is going to be very difficult for them.
Initiating match.
Look, we saw how dangerous Kismet were on the attack, and they just steamrolled Kylin Academy. They need to do the same thing here, but they do have 4 minutes. They have the luxury of time. They can take a few fights and build up an ult or two. But really, they want to be taking these fights quickly and early, and dominating and snowballing like they did last time.
Ready for battle. Hi.
We see a Echo Break Tracer come out. Oh, okay, no. We see a Echo Tracer Zen Mercy come out for the side of Kylin Academy, and we haven't seen much from them, from the Monkey Diva, on defense. It worked quite well for them on defense last time, but it's gonna need to work especially well for them here. They can't slip up like they did last time.
Yeah, it worked
early.
Yeah, it worked well, but they're gonna need it to work nearly perfectly. As 4 minutes this is in essence going to be like another, like they need to full hold
KISMET at point A. It'll be tough, but they can definitely do it as we get into this first, as we get into the attack.
Yeah, and Vulcan is coming up behind here. It's a good plan, putting pressure onto point.
Oh no, Psychic Panda's going to go down, and Vile find the pick onto Trashy. Where Hazel go down too, and already ult's getting charged up fast for Kylin Academy, and that's exactly how they want this defense to open up.
Yeah, this is what they need. They need long fights where they build up ults and don't use many. And I mean, that's the ideal world for every Overwatch fight, but it never seems to work out that way. But that first fight was a good sign for Kylin Academy, and maybe they can still hold this.
They sure could. Come into this next attack by over on the side, going to get flashbangs, but will be able to recall, and going to get into this a fight with a wrecking ball, going to get bailed out, but coming up to this pulse bomb, might need a big pulse bomb as Medrod going to get taken down early, will get revived though by that Mercy, but oh my, with the pulse bomb, going to get a triple kill, and an incredible play as KISMET is going to have a tough time, and Vi is going to have to be able to farm more pulse bomb charge off of Casey. Uh-oh.
Oh no. And we see a DC on the sides of KISMET here. That's exactly what they didn't need. They need to be able to build up those ults and win this point as quick as they can. And this is really, really promising for the side of Kylin Academy. 2 good fight wins, and KISMET have a DC. So they're going to have to reset, and they're going to be back to 0% ult charge. So if you're Kylin Academy here, you're going to be confident.
You sure are, and you have that sort of... You have the confidence of multiple fight wins in a row, and you're coming into this next fight, you have the ults, you have that big pulse bomb from your Tracer, and you're looking at this, and what once seemed like a mountain, not as big as you thought it was.
Yeah, now maybe just a molehill. So who knows, right? And when you win a fight just from a pulse bomb, it means all your other ultimates get a chance to charge, and they're the ones you're going to be looking for when you need the clutch moments in fights, right? And they're the more consistent ultimates that are going to win you fights. And this is exactly what Kylin Academy needed. They needed a clutch moment from their DPS to get them back into this game.
That they did, and I think that does more than just, you know, your ult economy, your it really helps your mental. It helps the idea of, you know, you're going through a slog, you have to defend fight after fight, and you have to win fight after fight. But getting that big pulse bomb, it's a point of pride, and I think you can celebrate a little bit that you got that massive, that you or your teammate got that massive pulse bomb and absolutely decimated the enemy team.
Yeah, and it's going to put you in good stead going into the next fights here. And that's what you need, really. You need to have confidence in yourself that you can hold this next 2 and a bit minutes. And look, I think they're going to be in a confident place to at least hold A, or at least full hold B, and get the draw. And I think it's all gonna Kylin Academy is their map to lose now. Like, unless there's a big DPS moment and big pop-off play from someone from KISMET, I think they might struggle.
That it is, but both of the ults are there, and already both the Echoes copy at the exact same time. Trashy gets a double kill with the High Noon. Here comes the Diva Bomb. It will take down the Echo copy, but that'll be about it. The Graviton will catch a few, but not many. Fallen will get the pick. There goes Krishna off the side, though, courtesy of Vulcan on that Wrecking Ball. Kylin Academy still holding pretty well with this Winston Primal Raging in that backline. Casey will go down. Fallen will get demeched, but Vulcan
holding. The Nano's going to come out. They're committing to this fight. They think they can win, and it'll be up to Vulcan to see if they can. Choco Kato will go down, but the Nano doesn't last forever, and Vulcan will get taken down, and that's a crucial ult to not have. But Medron will go down, so will Trashy, and it'll be close here. Kismet may need to get a quick attack going here.
Yeah, I think Kylin Academy have 3 on point currently, and yeah, they do. And the Echo's about to come in while all the players for Kismet are about to come in, and look, they're coming in for the attack at end. Oh no!
Oh no! Casey's grab just absolutely does not hit its mark. Bai and Trashy both dueling here. Bai does have this pulse bomb, needs to get something huge. It doesn't land, but there are still all the picks. I'll find one, taking down that support. Both the supports for Kismet are down. High noon from Trashy. He's trying to find something, anything to keep this team going. He'll go down, but so will Bai, and it's going to be a matter of inches here, and it looks like just barely. This point will be going to KISMET, and it's now up to them to see if they can, in the 30 bonus seconds that they are allotted, can they get a tick? If they can, they win, and they're going on to winners finals. If not, then we're going to another map, and potentially 2 more.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to this copy from Hunzi here, and I think they need to use the rally early to set this up for Hunzi.
Oh no! Vulcan falls early. The McCree gets copied. The Winston will get copied, and Shinden not falling early. And Psychic Panda will fall off the map, courtesy of Fallen, and that's just not good. The High Noon. Shinjin will get the pick onto Trashy though, and Krishna will fall. Kenji going to fall as well. Bai will get the pick. And Casey will get a pick, but it just won't be enough. The stick will be there. Won't take Vulcan down, but it'll take him low. And we have a draw. Kylin Academy keeping their hopes and dreams alive here. And we're going to a 5th map.
Yeah. Who would have guessed we were going to a 5th map? Even a 6th maybe. My god, what a game this has been. And look, Bai has been popping off all game long. Look at him being able to stick these pulse bombs. Is that his 2nd or 3rd 3K pulse bomb?
I don't know, but it was... Oh, it makes me feel... I'll think about that when I go to sleep. It'll make me feel warm and cozy, because that was just lovely. But a draw here does mean that Kylin Academy, if they win the next map, it's very possible that we could see a map 6. Not normally what you would see in a best of 5, but Overwatch is weird, y'all. So we're going to be going to a short break, but when we come back, we have the same thing we had before. Kismet trying desperately to get that last map, and Kylin Academy are going to see if they can keep going and keep this dream alive and take it back and go on to the winners finals. We'll see you then. And welcome back. We've had an exciting match so far, full of some exciting moments, and it's currently 2-1, but we've had a whole 4 maps because we just had a draw on Volskaya. So now we have, although we do have some unfortunate news if you're a Kismet fan. We have Vulcan, the tank for Kismet. I'm not sure. Vulcan is going to be subbed out. They're unable to play, I believe, but there is some sort of substitution coming in. Not sure exactly how that's going to work right now, but regardless,
Kismet have a very simple goal right now. They know what they need to do: win. They need to win. If they win this, they're done, and we go home. Nepal, if they win the control, we're done. We go home. Kismet goes to the winners finals, and Kylin drops down to the losers bracket. If they lose, then we go to a final map, and here we go. Never mind. Vulcan is playing, so we are. I was wrong about that. Regardless, Nepal here on Sanctum. There's a lot of opportunities. What do you think about it?
I think it's going to be very, very close. Like we've seen the last few maps. I'm interested to see how Xingshan is going to play on the Pharah here. Without, oh, never mind. They switched to the Mercy. It's okay. But Kismet are playing a much more steady brawl comp. Well, Kylin Academy are playing a very patient dive comp, and they're going to try and spam in and try and get a pick, and then push in.
Oh, that's just demoralizing for Vi to just get hit from a fire strike from your side and just have no idea what to do about it. That has to be demoralizing, as Medrot will fall as well, and not looking good for Kylin Academy, as this first point will go to Kismet.
Yeah, that's exactly the stop they needed. A huge fire strike on Vi, and I mean, no one saw it coming. Vi definitely didn't. But taking the initial point control, especially when Kylin Academy are playing a sort of pokey dive comp, they can just hide in the room underneath and just slowly touch point. They don't even play aggressive here at all.
Definitely. I mean, Shinhan has this barrage, so they're just going to so Kylin Academy just going to wait, going to take their opportunity and look for something, and they found it. But Shinhan's going to go down. Casey will find that pick, and Medrod will fall as well. And Vi will find himself in Hunzi's crosshairs, and another fight win for Kismet.
Yeah, and we don't really see many ultimates coming on the side of Kylin here. We see Trance, we see Falk, but all 5 are coming on for Kismet except for Window here. And they're going to be able to play super aggressive and just take the fight to Kylin. And there we go. Huge grab. And they just dive straight in and then get 5 kills and clean up.
Absolutely. I mean, that early pick onto Krishna set them up for a same time. Oh, that was the reset for the mech. I was a little confused there. But that early pick definitely set them up for a good time. But now it's last fight territory for Kylin Academy. They need to get something going, and they have the ults to do it here. They have a lot. Here comes the Valkyrie, but the Shadow come in, and they'll get knocked back. 2 people going to get stunned, but only from a flashbang. Vi will find Hanji. Krishna will fall. So will Vi. It's not over yet for Kismet. But the Death Blossom from Shinx, and okay. Ow. Shinhan will get a double kill, but it won't be enough for Kylin Academy, and Kismet will take the first round 100-0.
Yeah, and that last fight was just ultimate central. Everyone press Q and hope they win. And Kylin Academy just couldn't touch point. I think they were up in that fight, but they just weren't able to capitalize on the barrage that came just late in that fight. But they're making an interesting swap here. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought they were going to play the Echo. But Kismet sticking on the brawl that has been working for them all game, and I think that this has been the storyline of the game. It's been Kylin Academy's patient and slightly less aggressive dive comp versus Kismet's hyper aggressive brawl comp.
Now, Kylin Academy have a tough job ahead of them. They have to win 2 rounds, and then they have to win a whole nother map, but they're making it look easy, as that's a team kill.
early up, and just almost a perfect play with Shinhen getting a bunch of ult charge off of that first fight.
Yeah, exactly. And Kismet need to be able to turn this around and be able to take the fight to Kylin Academy. Because if Kylin Academy are able to jump on Kismet freely, they're gonna be in trouble.
Absolutely. And Shinhen already has the barrage. It's gonna come in. It'll get 2. Even the immortality cannot stop him. Shinhen will do as he pleases, and we will be happy with it. The team kill will ring out again.
Yeah, and Kismet are just charging their ult so slowly. And look, they're switching comps. They're switching onto a ball here. And that's probably advised. They're not really able to, like, get much value here from the Rhine. He's not being able to get any targets to swing at, and then not being able to engage properly because of the Pharah.
Oh, but the Pharah is going very low, but just barely going to get away, and Bile find a pick onto Psychic Panda and on Hunji, and Pinks' 1 kill won't be enough when he's already so low, and he will just barely, he won't be able to even get away. Vi will chase him to the ends of the earth.
Yeah, and it works for them. Vi's chasing down these kills like he wants to be top of the leaderboard, like he wants gold medals. And it's working, and he's just doing so much damage and creating so much mayhem for the backline of Kylin Academy.
Absolutely. And there's so many ultimates for Kylin Academy that they're gonna need a miracle if they want even a chance for this fight. Here comes the pulse bomb. Oh no, Vi is going to fall to their own pulse bomb, but there's all the picks, and they're all going the way of Kylin Academy. 100-0, answered back with another, and now it's 1-1 tiebreaker round for this map 5.
Yeah, going into Village here, but I do think that Kismet's probably going to have the advantage in Village, as Dive is slightly less powerful on this map. If Kismet is able to hold the point and able to bunker down, I think Kylin Academy might struggle to commit the dive onto Kismet here. We've seen that before on the first round of this map and in previous maps altogether in this series. And I do think that they might have issues here.
5,
Who knows?
4,
Let me see. Let's see me eat my words here.
round 3. Capture the objective.
You
Let's see
very
Kylin
well
Academy
might.
destroyed here. Okay. All right.
Very well. Rolling out here on the Tracer that we've seen so much of from him tonight. Just been incredible, just shooting at the members of Kismet on this high ground, gonna drop down and just take so much damage onto Psychic Panda, draws that immortality field early, and just a dominant performance. But Hunji going to take down Vi, but Shinhen going to get a double kill. These DPS from Kylin Academy are just absolutely massive. That's a quadruple kill for Shinhen.
Securing the objective.
Yeah, Shinhen is playing incredibly with this. Already got Barrage ready to go into this next fight, and we all know Barrage can single-handedly carry a fight. If he gets 2 or 3, that's it, and then they're going to be rolling into the enemy team and cleaning up, and then picking up other ultimates.
That they will, and Hunji will fall early. The immortality field not going to be able to save him. Psychic Panda will fall, but Shinhen and Fallen are both going to fall, and the point will flip, and not a lot of capture percentage accrued throughout this, as already Kismet getting pretty close to the level of Kylin Academy. They get the pick onto Medrad. Shinhen also going down, and with that one fight win, they're already at the percentage of Kylin Academy with some great performance by Hunji.
Yeah, and they just completely flipped how this map has been going. And that's all due to Zhenghe not committing that ult and thinking they've already won the fight when they were 2 up. But now Kismet are coming back in this fight with ultimates, and it looks like that is going in their favor.
It very well might be, and Vi will fall early as well. That could be a disaster for Kylin Academy.
The wall will eventually fall, and Shinhan is going to use the barrage, and it's going to get a triple kill! Shinhan is just completely massive! Gonna get 4! Why not? Shinhan has just been absolutely flying high on this Pharah.
Yeah, they've been playing absolutely incredibly as this Pharah. Look, just as Pharah, nearly 14k damage done. And 4 deaths. 32 limbs, 4 deaths. He's been dominating Kismet on this Pharah.
Absolutely dominant. Vi over here on the back, almost has that pulse on, and the members of Kismet, they're stacked up. The immortality field is going to go down as well, and they're ready for this pulse bomb to come in. The Diva bomb will come in as well, and it's close. The point will flip though. Takakato is going to fall, and it's a fall on the point. Each pick is going to be massive, but Kismet will get the better of them, and they're ticking up from 70.
Yeah, and they were able to use the ultimates that they built up and just push on to point. Oh man, and Kismet, and they got to do something here.
No,
Oh,
Shinhan, you can't just keep doing this, Shinhan. You can't just keep being so dominant. This is not real. This is not possible, Shinhan. I can't do this with you anymore. He's just too good. He just don't miss.
And honestly, they need to be able to do something about Singhan here. He's been getting, every single time he's got a barrage, he's been able to get 2 or 3. And Kismet needs to be able to do something about that. And that is the issue of playing Azaya instead of the Diva.
You don't have that defense matrix, but the Diva is going to get shattered. Both the High Noons have come out. It's a old Western duel, but who needs an old Western duel when you've got a rocket launcher? The point will flip to Kismet, but there's so many picks, and a double kill for Graves on the Lucio. Graves will get that pick. Shinhan though, but the overtime almost ticked down there. That was almost the end of this match. It almost ended with a C9. Graves is just trying to keep this point alive, but it might not be enough. They might just need to pull out at this point because they're already staggering themselves out. And if this Moira gets picked, Psychic Panda will get picked. There might be a stagger fight for Kismet when they come back next. 80% for Kylin Academy.
Kylin Academy are coming back, and they've got Barrage and Pulse Bomb. You know what Bai and Xinghan can do with these ultimates. And look, they're coming back, and Kismet don't have any ultimates to win this next fight.
Absolutely, and Bai's gonna get that first pick onto Vulcan, and that's absolutely gonna be massive. The stick comes in, there's a double kill for Bai. He got any more from me, the barrage. It'll get a triple kill, and no one's on the point to touch. No one can even come close. Island Academy equalize 2-2. We're going into a final tiebreaker map.
And when you need your DPS to do something, they pop off hard. And Kylin Academy look comfortable on these control maps. Like,
oh, that pulse, those DPS ultimates were the definition of clutch. The pulse bombs, the barrages, they were just so amazing. I loved it. You love to see it. You love to see the clutch plays from the DPS, and that round, that map was no short. That was nothing short of incredible. So this map right here is going to be our final map of the match and of the night, and it's gonna be none other than Busan.
And we saw Busan earlier from the last game, and Busan has it all. You need to be able to play every single comp efficiently. If you're going to be able to be effective on Busan, you need to be able to play Brawl, you need to be able to play Dive, and I think this is going to be a perfect end to this series. It's going to favor both teams. It's going to be very equal, and it's going to be a very, very close one going into this final game. I can't call it.
I agree. I don't want to call it either. I just want to see how this plays out. I feel like this is just going to be a complete microcosm of this entire game. It's going to be a matter of who can adapt to the other team's strategy better? Will it be Kylin Academy? And will they be able to just wrestle this back when they've been on match point, when Kismet have been on match point for the last 2 maps? They were on match point in Volskaya, and they were on match point in on Nepal, and still they've held the line, and they've held the door, and they've kept themselves alive in here. And or is it going to be Kismet? Will they finally victory from the jaws of what looked like defeat for a long time? What's starting to look like the momentum shift? Will they be able to pull it back?
And this really does feel like a reverse sweep from Kylin Academy. Even though they won that first map such a long time ago, they were able to pull it back. And they might be able to squeak through into the winners' finals. And it's been what a series so far. We told you it was going to be a good one.
It absolutely has. We had a pretty dominant first map, a very close throughout this entire map, the entire match, pardon me. And I am just excited to see the conclusion. And I'm just going to make the prediction that we're going to be going to a round 3. I feel like it would be wrong for this 6-map series to end with anything but a round 3 on the final map.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree. And we are going to see Dive out of both teams, and we have seen Dive being more effective from Kylin Academy. Xinghen with the Pharah, but Hanzi has been playing the Echo so effectively, and Echo is such a good counter against the Pharah.
She really is. She has so much more mobility and much more reliability to hit aerial targets with her primary fire versus the slow rockets of a Pharah. But Xinghen has been destructive on the Pharah, and Murdoch goes down. But I say that, and Psychic Panda goes down, and so does Casey. Xinghen proving that performance on that last map was not a fluke, that he is this good, and that he don't miss. He has not let me down thus far, and he's not doing anything different on this map. He's just been incredible. 90% to barrage already.
Who is Xinghen? Is this Yesner in disguise? Like, this guy's fire rockets are like projectile. No, like hit scan rockets. It's unbelievable. He's already got barrage after the first fight. This is going to be such a huge play from him if he can get this off effectively and get a couple of picks.
Absolutely, and I feel like the best thing about Xinghen so far has been these barrages. He's been barraging beautifully. It's just absolutely been dominant so far. But Xinghen's going to go down early. Shinx will get taken down as well. So now it's going to be a brawl on the point now. And Fallen will get DMAX, but the Pulse Bomb will come out from Vi. It'll get Gray, and Vi will get Psychic Panda. There goes both the supports of KISMET and Kylin Academy are coming out strong. The point is getting captured by Vulcan, but it won't be for long. It won't be long before Vi chunks down Vulcan. 50% to Kylin Academy.
Yeah, that was really, really good play. And look, this is the start Kylin Academy wanted. They haven't used many ults yet. They're looking like they're going to be really good going into this next fight. And look, Kismet need to do something different here.
That they do. Here comes the barrage. It'll get 1 and already 2 picks for Kylin Academy. They're doing so well. Shinx will get another. Shinx will be the target of another quick pick. And Krishna will get a double kill with a right click. That was clean with some headshots. And last fight for Kismet.
Yeah, we're gonna have the last fight, and they're coming in with 4 ultimates, while Kylin Academy doesn't have anything ready, and Kismet really need to do something to flip the point here, and do it with good ult efficiency.
That they do. Kylin though, Chakakado going down early is absolutely going to be massive.
Both the supports for Kylin Academy are just going to fall, and that's good for Kismet. The bomb is going to come up from falling, which is interesting. Shinhen is actually going to get a pick, but it won't be much before he has to fall off the map to reset.
Yeah, I really think Bai and Fallen should have kept the ults there. If they would have done, they could have saved and have 3 ults going into the next fight with Valk and Trance coming online. But it's all going to come down to Shinhen once again with this barrage. Is he going to be able to get something big here? Because all they have on the side of Kismet is the pulse bomb, which is basically a cooldown, and bomb.
Definitely. Shanks will fall. Here comes Shinhen's barrage. It'll get one. It'll get a support, but it won't be much as Shinhen's going to fall himself. That brig is very low. Graves will fall to Bai's double pistols. Bai will get another pick, and Bai's just doing everything. Going to avoid that Diva Bomb and has the Pulse Bomb again. The Pulse Bomb from Shanks won't get anything. Krishna will fall, but it won't be much. It'll be a drop in the bucket compared to all of the picks that Kismet are suffering through. And overtime will start. Lindsay going to copy the Pharah, won't get the barrage, and round 1 will go to Kylin Academy. This could be the last round. Kylin Academy could take it with this next round.
Yeah, and I think, I was going to say, if it goes to Mecha Base, I would say it's definitely going to a 3rd map. If not, I'm not sure about this one. Shinhen, 6k damage from that first round. Really, really good play. And Kismet didn't even have point for very long. Did they even have point at all?
They did have point, but it was just it's been a dominant performance by Shinhen. Been a delight to watch on this Pharah. Been destructive, been raining down rockets and death from above. As now rolling out again on this Pharah, we have the Ryan Zarya brawl versus the Winston Diva dive.
Yeah, the storyline of this series, the favorites of these two teams, the dive versus the brawl. Let's see who comes out on top.
Absolutely, and just the poke that's coming in from Shinhen, already up to 87%, and the Immortality Field comes out just to say that the barrage is already out! He's gonna get a pick, he's just incredible. I don't know the words to say it. It's just incredible. It's just dominant from Shinhen so far. It's just been amazing.
Yeah, really, really impressive. Just the past 2 maps, it's just been unstoppable. And Kismet don't have an answer to it. I mean, they tried to play hit scan, but you just can't hit scans against something that's just sitting back and like pounding you with rockets.
Definitely. And then they group up, they try and avoid the rockets, and then Bai comes in and says, "Don't forget about me," and takes down your Zen. Shanks will go down as well, and they're just pushing into spawn. This is disrespectful from Kylin Academy. Fallen will go down though, so a retreat does have to come from Kylin. But Bai has this pulse bomb, and Shinhen is already half to an ult as the Krishna will fall early, which could spell doom and gloom for Kylin Academy, but they're determined to keep this point alive. 2 ults are going to be used. Shinhen still up, though not a lot of health. The pick will come in, Psychic Candle will go down, and it's somehow, some way, through some odd power, Kylin Academy will keep the point.
Yeah, they just turned themselves around completely, Kylin Academy, these last 2 maps. They just look dominant in every sense of the form. And what can Kismet do in this last fight just to turn this around?
It's a good
They don't have,
question.
they only have bomb coming on, and Shinhen gets another pick.
They don't even have their Zen. The barrage is going to come in as well, but it won't be much. Graves will have their res canceled out. The bomb is still here. Casey's going to throw in the bomb, try to get something. It'll get a double kill. This could be the turnaround point for Kismet. They have their miracle, and Krishna will fall as well, and it's Fallen trying to defend this point. It's overtime, and now Kismet, they'll take the point. They'll pause,
but they have a hard road ahead of them.
Yeah, and it's going to be a long, long way ahead of them. 99% they need to turn this around. And we've seen what Bai and what Singhen can do just from one ultimate. They can open fights so quickly, and they can just delete the team.
Definitely. I think if there's one thing that we've learned from this entire series, it's that it's just been so incredible with this. It's been incredible with these ultimates. They've been turning fights around. That Diva Bomb, that the barrages, the pulse bombs, they've all been so massive, and they've turned fights around, and they've turned momentum around. One ult can change the tides of the game. And
Yes.
when we come back, we'll see if that Diva Bomb can turn the entire round around. All right, and we're back with a match that has been, to say edge of your seat would be an understatement. I feel I have carved a permanent butt print into the edge of my seat. The chair will never recover. This has been an insane game, as we are currently 2-2 on our 6th map, drawing Volskaya. And Kylin Academy, 99%. 99%. One map win. They are one fight away from claiming their spot in the Victor's Finals. KISMET, they've got a mountain to climb. They have to not only hold this for 100%, from 0 to 100 without losing a fight, they have to then do it again. They have to go in and they have to win the 3rd round. So we're going to have to see if they can do it. Bolter, do you think they can?
Yeah, I think they do have a good chance of doing it. I mean, they've shown that they can turn themselves around when Kylin Academy have had some issues. And look, Kylin Academy had a disconnect, and this might be exactly what they need to come back into this game. They've got ultimates coming online. They've got Barrage. They've got Pulse Bomb. They've got Trance. There's some powerful ultimates. And look, I think if any team can come back from this loss, from this fight, it's going to be KISMET.
I agree. Case is going to get demeched, though. That's not what you want when you have that. Oh, but a double tap from Hunzi is going to take down Shinhan, and they've got the barrage. They're going to take down Krishna. They're going to take down Phi, and they're going to keep this train going. Keep going, and another. Why not? Just keep going. And a good play from Hunzi.
Honzi's hearing us speak good things about Stinghen, and we're like, I want a piece of that action. Picks up 3 kills in that fight, and carries that fight on his own. Like, he's picking up and causing so much mayhem in the backline.
That he is, and now a few ults for Kylin Academy. They've charged up 4. They've got their tank ults, they've got their support ults. We'll see what they can do with them. As again, Shinhen on this farmer, in this Pharmacy 1v1. The Diva's gonna dive in. Here comes the Transcendence, the Valkyrie, both Valkyries, the Primal Rage, it's all coming out. Here comes Fallen Diva Bomb. It won't find anything, but Bile finds Psychic Panda, and that could just be the opening pick that they need. Hungi is going to go down. Bile find that pick when Hungi's 2 miles in the air. The Pulse Bomb will find Casey. And Shinhen will find that pick. At this point, we'll flip over and overtime ticking away. Kylin Academy taking KISMET to school, and the bell just rang.
Yeah, what a close to that fight. I thought KISMET might have had it in them with Hunzi playing out of his mind on the Pharah. He's picking up 2 fight wins pretty much on his own. And, like, absolutely unbelievable play. But look, Bai just needed to clutch that fight, and he did. Picking up 3 kills. And look, that's what they needed to do to cross the finish line, and that's what Bai did.
Well, this game has had it all, and it's been a ride, and it's been it's been crazy. It's been a ride. It's been absolutely massive. So I think for MVP voting, I feel like who else would we give it to but Shinhen? Shinhen has charged up his Pharah ult before the point, basically before the point unlocked. If that doesn't give you an idea of how monstrous this man was on the Pharah, nothing will. Nothing will. For me personally, I can't give it to anyone else but Shinhen. Just crazy play, crazy stuff, and an amazing game.
Look, I want to call out Bai on that Tracer. I don't think anything matched it, or maybe Singhan on the Pharah, but he played the Tracer so well consistently throughout the whole game. His pulse bombs, he must have got 4 triple pulse bombs in a series of 6 maps. That I don't think I've ever seen that before in my entire life. That guy can play Tracer so well. So my MVP goes to Bai.
Absolutely. I think the DPS line of Kylin Academy was just perfect. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Immaculate. That's not to say that the tanks or supports were slacking off. They were incredibly impressive, whether it be Fallen's Diva play, whether it be Murdoch's Reinhardt, Winston, what have you. It was just all incredible. It was just incredible. So looking towards the schedule for tomorrow, what do we have after? What do we have? I don't even know what we would even need for tomorrow. But
yeah, after today, you need to stop watching Overwatch altogether. But yeah, we have GGEU starting at 5 UTC, or maybe it's 6. One or the other, either way. And then we have GGNA starting up again at the same time as it was today at 8 p.m. EST. So catch us there, and I'd like to thank you again, ExpressVPN, for sponsoring GG this season. It means a lot to us, and it's a big help for us to put on all the work that we can do. So thank you very much. And I've been Bolter. It's been a pleasure casting this game. It's been what a game. My friend K-Wing over here, that way.